Hello, this is Gio. Hey, look what I have here. I have a touchscreen ADT display, and this is for a security system. And if you have an ADT security system in your home, you might be familiar with this particular display. But you might notice up on top here that it says not ready to arm supervision, and it kind of gives a little warning display here that says supervision 17 police panic 1. So this is telling me that there's something wrong with the police panic buttons, which I have right here. I actually have 2 of them, and they're basically for you to either wear around your neck or clip on to your belt. And if you hear something in your house, let's say late at night, maybe these are next to your bed, you can hit these 2 buttons here, and it will signal a message to bring out the police. If you also have medical conditions, you may actually use these as well in case, let's say, you fall down and can't get up, or there's something medically wrong. You could hit these and the police will come and you'll have emergency assistance. So why is my display warning me of the Supervision 17 Police Panic 1? Well, what it's telling me is one of these panic buttons has a low battery, and that's what's creating that fault. It's basically telling me that your system is not ready to arm because your panic button needs a battery replacement. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to replace the battery. Actually, we're going to replace both batteries in both buttons, because if one goes bad, most likely the other one's starting to get low on battery as well. So we're going to replace both of these. But first, let's assume that you're just ready to leave the house and you want to activate your alarm, but yet you have this warning saying that it's not ready to arm. Well, you could still arm your system. You just have to bypass the particular item that is giving you the fault. And to do that, you need to go into zones right here. And then you just scroll down until you see the item which is faulted. And in this case, it's the number 17, which is the police panic number 1. And you can see the police panic number 2 right on the other side. And you'll notice that the police panic 1 is kind of in red, warning you that there is something wrong with that unit. And so to bypass that, all you have to do is select it and then hit bypass on the bottom right. And then enter your code. And then that item is bypassed. And then when you go back to your main display here, you'll notice it is ready to arm bypass. Okay, your system can be armed again, but you still have the low battery in your push button. And so let's go ahead and replace that battery. So the first thing you want to do, although it's already bypassed, you want to put your entire system into test mode. You don't want any possibility that you'll accidentally call the police. So in order to do that, what you need to do is go online to myadt.com and actually put your system in a test mode. So you need to register and make a username and password on that system. You could also use the My ADT app on your phone, like I'm showing you here. And so I'm going to show you through the app. So what you do is you just hit My ADT and log on as normal. And on the lower part of the display, you'll notice a little icon that says System. So go ahead and push that icon. And then you'll see System Test. So hit that. And then under Select, you'll notice that there's a number of hours from 1, 2, 4, etc. And that basically is how long you want to put it in test mode. Since this battery replacement won't take that long, we'll go ahead and select just 1 hour. And then all you have to do is hit Start Test Mode. And now your system is essentially offline, and you can test it internally. You can even run the sirens, etc., without notifying ADT or the police. Okay, so now it's time to replace the battery in our faulted button here. First, I'm going to just take off this little clip, put that aside, and on the back of your button, you'll notice 4 little Phillips screws. So you need to take a small little Phillips screwdriver and remove those screws. So with the 4 screws removed, then you want to take kind of a small flathead screwdriver and kind of fit it on the side until you can pop off the top lid. You might use your nail as well. It might be easy, it might be hard. Sometimes they get stuck pretty well together. And so this is what you have. You have the top button part right here, and then you have the bottom compartment that holds the battery. And then you just take your little flathead again and just remove gently the battery from the case here. It pops out like that. Now I do want to note that the negative side of the button battery is facing upward. The positive side is down. So you just want to remember that when you reinstall your battery. Okay, so these panic buttons utilize a button lithium battery, the CR2450. It's a 3-volt battery. But before you replace your battery, you just kind of want to wait at least about 10 seconds just for all the energy to dissipate in the button. You could also just take the button part, lid right here, and just press these 2 buttons to help discharge some of the energy, but you just generally want it to dissipate its energy. And then when we're ready to replace the battery, we remember that the negative goes up, the positive goes down. There is a little plus sign right on the case here to help direct you, and you just want to slip it in just like that. Now to replace the upper portion, the button portion of the case, you want to note that there's a couple of little contact points here. This one right here contacts the negative side of the battery, and this one right here actually hits this little contact right here. So it only goes in one way, but you have to note which way that is. So make sure that this little contact here will touch this, and so I'm installing it like this. Just make sure that it fits together okay. Like that, everything's closed up, good. And then you go ahead and replace your screws. And there you go, all the screws are replaced and we're ready to reactivate the system. And so we want to go back to our app or back online and end the test mode. So we'll go ahead and do that, end test mode. And then we need to go into our touchscreen display and go back into zones. And then hit clear bypass, and that will clear all the bypasses that you made, including the panic button. So clear bypass, enter your code, and there you go. You should have the main display with a ready to arm message with no fault displayed. Now for some reason, if you do still have the fault displayed, you may need to put it back into test mode in your app and actually physically push the buttons down, these 2 little buttons. You'll see the little blinking light go off and your alarms will probably activate. All you have to do is disarm them. Again, you're in test mode, so the police won't come. Disarm it, and when you disarm it, it should have woken up your unit, and you should now have a ready to arm display with no fault. And that's all. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button at the bottom of the screen, and even consider subscribing to my channel. I have many more videos to come. Bye-bye.